So Darren Aronofsky has recently dropped the first part in a short series recreating the 1776 American Revolution, made almost entirely out of AI. Yeah, I don't know why this exists either. Now, it's in collaboration with Time magazine, the publisher of the highly respected Person of the Year award. Hang on. And while only the first 2 episodes are out at this point in time, there's a lot to dig into here, so strap in. Now, Aronofsky is a filmmaker that I really respect. You know, I think Requiem for a Dream is genuinely one of the best films ever made. Black Swan bangs, The Whale was moving as hell, and Mother is something I really need to get around to watching. So the question becomes apparent. Why is this guy, an objectively successful and respected director, making AI-generated history videos about the revolution? It's probably just for the money. He's got a production company called, what is this, Primordial Soup, who have collaborated with Google's AI video model to create this series. And while I'm sure he's really taking the mindset of pushing the art form to its limit, the world is just not ready for this limit. It's very apparent that he's trying to be the one who pioneers this technology. I mean, who knows if he really believes that this is the way the world is headed, but as I said, we never really know. The show itself is framed to be an educational kind of thing, but it just doesn't really land on an informative level. As a person who didn't know anything about the American Revolution going in, I am still none the wiser coming out, which is very much a problem. This whole series is being created in lieu of the 250th anniversary of this revolution, so you'd expect some sort of level of educational quality. I mean, if they're doing all this, at least teach some people about the thing you're trying to honor. This problem doesn't have anything to do with the AI of it all, it's just a plain bad script. It's the kind of thing you'd find in a local museum exhibition, you know, where they didn't have the funding to make something seriously good, so they just, you know, settled on the AI thing. But this is different because they did have the funding. It's look at this guy's filmography. They've engineered this to look exactly how they envisioned, and the vision just happens to be incredibly messy. The episodes are very short and they move along with the sense that everyone watching knows exactly what's going on. But we don't. They just introduce these historical figures who utter a few lines and it just moves on. Now, when I saw the post on Instagram introducing this whole thing, I was very interested in how this would look. Ethical considerations aside, although I will pick up on this later on, it's very hit or miss depending on the scene. If you didn't know, the dialogue was all recorded by actors, and matching up to the slightly expressionless AI forms is something that has not been accomplished to much success.
We may as well assert that because a child has thrived upon milk.
The lack of natural micro-expressions in the faces, paired with the real voices, makes for a really unnerving and frankly eerie experience.
Too many still are unsure of why we fight.
It's because of this that speech is rarely shown actually coming out of someone's mouth, and instead left mainly to voiceover. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a good call, but it does highlight the fact that they knew it looked bad, and they chose to just sweep it under the rug instead of try actually fix it. A mindset that is not promising whatsoever. The quality of the look of it all and the look of the environment is very location dependent. I mean, I'll give it this, the snowscapes, for example, genuinely look amazing. It kind of feels a bit wrong to say that, but you know, I'm not lying. You could show me this and I'd be none the wiser to the fact that it isn't real. The angles used and the richness of the composition echoes this idea that there is a real filmmaker behind it all, painting out a vision just as they would do in real life. On the other hand, however, we move into some of these interior shots or montages or dialogue scenes, and it just looks crap.
Very absurd in supposing a continent to be perpetually...
It's here where I'm blatantly reminded that this is all just sort of emotionless slop. A human hasn't really made this, but instead just whacked in a prompt to make it. I mean, painting out a vision can only go so far when you're sat behind a keyboard, when the real visual look of something is out of your hands. I mean, look at these shots now. No parts of the shots that I'm showing you look real in the slightest. They look off, you know, flat. And it brings us to the idea of the use of AI in films as a whole. It's obviously very much up to personal opinion where the line should be drawn, and while I'm not going to dive too deep into it at this moment, it's obviously an incredibly contentious topic, and Aronofsky knows it. The use of SAG actors to provide the voice acting is a very clear and conscious statement that the role of a human performer is not dead. Was this done more as a way to squander the potential backlash as opposed to an artistic choice? I think so, but it is still a nice touch on his behalf. I'll say it before and I'll say it again, it's really just too early for AI in film. I mean, if you think about it, everything I'm saying here could just, be totally wrong. People might look back at this moment as the point where AI was taken into the mainstream, where Darren Aronofsky revolutionized the way films are made. If these couple of episodes have told us anything, it's that the technology just isn't there to make a piece of work without that flair of the uncanny. From the expressionless faces to all those little inconsistencies, the question remains, will the time ever be right? Will AI ever really be embraced? And will anybody ever really care about this show in a week's time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.